My name is Martha Ayewah. I am a cosmetic surgeon in Manhattan, New York. I'm here to talk about the incredible American Academy of Cosmetic Surgery and my journey becoming a board-certified cosmetic surgeon. I grew up in Nigeria. I had a lot of interests as a kid and decided eventually that I wanted to be a doctor, but didn't know what kind. I was always creative. I always liked to create sculptures or draw paintings or create fashion. And so when I was in the hospital and saw surgeons working with their hands and being practical, I realized that that's something that I want to do. And my journey through medical school and even getting into general surgery residency, I thought that there was something more that I needed. And I met the plastic surgeons, aesthetic surgeons, and saw what they were doing, creating beautiful bodies, sculpting them, and that really was a good fit for me. So as I was going through my training, I did a lot of research. What does it mean to do this field? What does it mean to do aesthetic surgery? And I learned about the American Academy of Cosmetic Surgery by doing a Google search. I decided that I wanted to know more, and so I came to a conference as a third-year resident and met this group of friendly people, amazing people, beautiful people, and so welcoming. I asked all of my questions. I was introduced to a lot of people. And in that conference, I met with Dr. Jacob Ayewah, who's a fellowship director in California. He was so welcoming and invited me to come and visit him at his office, which I did. And meeting his staff, I knew immediately that this is the kind of place where I want to learn how to make people beautiful. I was really excited to receive a fellowship with Dr. Ayewah, which I did once I had completed my general surgery training. In California, we did so many cases. I worked with his partner, Dr. Irene Tower, who is an artist and a genius, and we learned how to make beautiful bodies day in, day out. It was a very good experience. And also you're learning the business of medicine and the business of cosmetics. So I learned how to deal with patients, how to talk to them, how to make them feel seen. And really, when we are doing aesthetic surgery, we are trying to make people feel like their best selves. We're really fixing their self-esteem. And so that was a beautiful lesson that I learned in my fellowship. Afterwards, I was blessed with a job in Manhattan at Lexington Plastic Surgeons, and I've had the opportunity to build my own group of patients and really work with people to make them look beautiful. I'm really excited to move forward in this career, and I love coming back to these conferences because it feels like a family reunion. I see all the people who I've seen over the years as a resident, as a fellow, and now as a colleague. And it's really been a good experience for me. I look forward to continuing to be a part of organizations, the New Surgeons Group, the Women in Cosmetic Surgery Group, and we really are a good group of people who support one another and help each other be the best that we can be. It is our priority to be safe surgeons, good surgeons. We have high standards for ourselves, and so I'm really excited that this organization is here because it helps us to push each other forward to be the best surgeons that we can be. I would say that my favorite surgery to do is breast reductions. Why? I have a personal connection to this particular surgery. When I was in medical school, I realized that I wanted a breast reduction myself because I was having difficulty with the back pain and being able to stand up in the OR. I met a surgeon called Dr. Thornton, and he immediately knew that he wanted to support my dream and did my surgery essentially at a huge discount. Fast forward 5 years, Dr. Thornton introduced me to Dr. Ayewah in the American Academy of Cosmetic Surgery and has since changed my life because I did a fellowship with Dr. Ayewah. So that particular surgery means so much to me, but I will say that I had a patient during my fellowship who also needed a breast reduction. She was so empowered at her job. She was determined to be active. She liked to do sports, but she felt so encumbered and felt so much pain. And I just have to say that her response to recovery is one of my favorite because she was so full of joy. She went out and bought a whole new wardrobe. She just felt more confident in her business. And at the end, gave me the biggest hug because she felt like her life had changed. And it's true, your life does change when something that's been hindering you is removed. So it's not necessarily saving a life, but it does change a life. And that's why breast reductions are my favorite surgery. For those of you who are considering doing a fellowship in cosmetic surgery, first of all, I think it'll be a life-changing, phenomenal experience. But I also understand that you've already been through so many years of surgical training and you're asking if this year is worth it. I definitely think it is. It requires support either from your friends, your spouse, your family, to be there for you, to support you emotionally, financially during that year of training. It might require you to move across the country to a place that you don't know. I would recommend that you do your research, you meet with your fellowship directors, and you ask them a lot of real questions. What does it mean to live here for a year? What does it mean to interact with your staff and with your patient base? And if it's a good fit for you, I really do think that that year is worth the sacrifice because it sets you up with a solid foundation for the rest of your career. I feel like during my training and my own experience, I was so thankful to have my husband. He did keep his job, even though we were traveling across the country. Thankfully, he was able to work remote. But because of his support, I was able to focus on learning. Not everybody might have that, but I do think if you can tap into the resources around you, friends and family, it really is worth it to move forward and do that training program.